go. Hello. Welcome back to more Broken Sword. Shadow of the Templars. There's some Templars that may or may not be showing up eventually. Alright, so bunch has happened since our last time. Oh, I gotta get rid of the soon. The soon can go away. There we go. Okay. Let's get back into the actual street, standing here. So, Broken Sword. Interesting starts off with, okay, so starting off with Nico, who is not who we're playing as right now. We're playing as a completely different person who I have thoughts about. Nico, a journalist who is going to be interviewing Pierre Cauchon, big media king, who turned out to be murdered by a mime. And turns out Nico's able to make this connection between previous articles that she had written about costume killers. Somebody in Italy, somebody in Japan, and now all were killed by someone in a costume. So this third person is apparently connected to that whole thing. So she wants to figure out who is actually doing these things and puts the pieces together, which kind of makes her a target. Found an underground room where dealings and information are happening, which is connecting her father to this whole thing. We don't have a lot more information about that, but that's what's happening with her, pretty much. And then enter our other man, our foster boy, George Stobart, an American. He's just an American. I love that in the description of this game, he is described as intrepid because, yeah, he's just on vacation and he's outside of a cafe, and that cafe blows up. It is a target for terrorism. The person who did that was dressed as a clown. And yeah, somebody did die because the person who died was supposed to meet Nico at that cafe very early in the morning. So her apartment is bugged. Now, George, very disturbed about being blown up, wants to find this killer too. Why? Well, just reasons. Just reasons. Otherwise, we don't have an adventure game. We don't have a two-person adventure game. We don't have a team. So, right now, we haven't done much with George, apart from went into the sewers with him and kind of followed the clown's escape route, which went into an estate, talked to a man, and now we've started impersonating an investigator, a private investigator. And I think that's going to just keep going as we go. We'll see what's going on. We left off with both of them meeting. They've already met, but now we get to actually sit down and talk about this whole situation here. We've already talked with the lady, too.
It was the door to Nico's apartment.
We can head over to her apartment and actually have a conversation with her.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Hi.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George. Eh bien? And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers underneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck. Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
My editor told me to drop this story. Can you believe it?
But you're not going to do that.
Oh, no. I'm going to find out what's behind these killings. It just doesn't add up. It almost feels like some sort of conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
I wonder how long we're gonna have this clown picture, because he's not dressed as a clown anymore. Seeing as we have, his nose, and we've seen like his pants have been ripped. Eventually, we'll have to go see that tailor. Hey, Nico, check out this cool thing I got. Yeah.
This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Fascinating, George.
You're not interested, are you?
Oh, of course I am. I think it was very brave of you to go down those sewers.
Yeah? Well, it was kind of scary, but, well, I had a job to do.
Okay. Yeah, let's just...
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arnaud Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it, millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium.
How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown.
I had been about to add mine to the list, but stopped myself. I really didn't want to have to explain to George about my father's involvement with Cauchon.
You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you this, I will not be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance for a big break.
Or an early death.
Snowman, penguin, clown, mime. And the fact that the mime and the clown were so close to each other too.
Tell me more about yourself.
There's nothing much to tell.
Well, how'd you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought me my first camera. I was 8, and my parents had just split up.
Did you live with your father?
Yes. My mother went off with her new boyfriend. I didn't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted me to study art. That's why I went to college.
Did you learn about photography at college?
God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Also, doing... I would need more information, but I'm going like, okay, potato prints is something that you would do in early elementary school, and it's like, okay, you're doing it in college. I guess learning about the different materials that you're able to do printing with potatoes would come up. Okay. Here's my dirty rag.
I found this tissue
this
down the sewer.
That's disgusting, George.
No. I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use, or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
Nobody likes my rag. Okay, so we got the nose, specifically, and we also have...
I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed a film I shot at the cafe. Here, George. It's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh, no?
Take a close look at his right cheek.
A scar in the shape of a horseshoe.
Or a crescent moon.
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
All right. That does it then.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
I can't stay in this room a minute longer, and I'm gone. No in-betweens between the street and her apartment. Seems some important guys are being assassinated by clowns and penguins while the police are keeping quiet about the murders. Not quite the vacation I expected. Nico sharp when I showed her the material that I found in the courtyard. She gave me a photograph she took at the scene. Showed a man emerging from the courtyard wearing trousers made of the same material, and there's a scar on his cheek in the shape of a crescent moon. Inside the clown's nose, I found the name of Kosh. You didn't find it. Well, I think maybe you did. Maybe you did earlier, but now it's Nico found it. Costume shop. Hey. Oh. Well, I have a picture now.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. How's your girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend.
Maybe not
Meh.
yet, but I see your paths entwined in the future.
I doubt it.
You're forcing it.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Oh, what a hunk.
He's a killer.
I can see that. His eyes say it all.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur, you will.
Okay. So, police, where we are currently, the cafe, and there's the Risée du Monde. Hey. Ooh. Hmm. I got a bear. Yeah, I was getting King's Quest 6 flashbacks of just this area being just the pawn shop. But yeah, they got a bear. And a skeleton. Skeleton with a scythe this time. There's nothing I'm able to... Oh, there's one. Nothing I'm able to click on, though.
It was an antique phonograph, the kind you have to wind by hand.
Okay.
The guy's spoon-shaped face was mournful and humorless. He looked like a vegetarian in a slaughterhouse.
Okay. All right, time to learn some things.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Check out my sewer key.
What does this tool mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur.
I think we're gonna exhaust the kind of things right there.
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
Oui, monsieur. I do not see how I can help.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but...
Well, then, I'd like to check your records. Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
Impossible. There are too many.
Have you heard of a man named Plantile?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
Okay, we're done there. We're looking for this guy.
You recognize this man?
Oui, monsieur. I sold him some grease paint.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that.
Oh.
Best Imers number 7, white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Hands of grease.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Let's go through a lot of clown noses if there's so many people who rent out clown costumes.
Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning. That is the man to whom I sold the grease paint. I remember the scar on his face. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining.
Oh,
He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
okay. Seamus is the clue. I'm like, Pixie? This is a no. Pixie. As in leprechaun. Makes more sense. Ooh. There's a pun there. Here I am. Hi, welcome in. Oh, it's brilliant. I just made a pun. I didn't make the connection between him getting a leprechaun outfit and his name being Khan. Like, oh, you. Okay.
Thanks
Getting
for
out of
your
here.
help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay.
Oh, great.
What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I
This is
give you
unnerving.
a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Okay. Sounds good. He bought grease paint from the costume shop, rented 2 costumes, calls himself Khan. Off we go. Somewhere. I guess we also have to find out the goodness, the material for the pants. So let's just call.
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
Yeah, it's me again. I actually have somebody to talk to you about this
The man
time.
I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
All right. Hotel time? Feels like it. All the way over in the east. Hotel Loop. Oh. Oh, we got a big alleyway. Not as far as the eye can see. But that's it. Yeah, nothing else to look at. Interesting. Just walk around, but nothing else really to it.
Excuse me.
Yes?
You are quite the looker.
Do you know a man by the name of Khan?
No, I don't.
It's very important I get to see him, and
I told you, I don't know it.
have you heard of a guy called Plantar?
No, that name means nothing to me.
Well, clown?
I'm looking for a clown.
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I really am looking for a clown.
There are no clowns here except you.
Oh, I can go and... Now I have that buzzer. I can just try and do it on almost every single person, I guess.
Will you shake my hand?
Are you joking? Who knows where it has been?
Oh. I have a feeling I know where this is going. I can try it on everybody, but it's not going to work.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Are you serious?
Oh, yes. Take a good look at the substance it's smeared with.
You are sick. Very sick.
Fine.
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
No.
Do you
Here's the man I'm
recognize the
looking
guy in
for.
this photograph?
No. I never saw him.
What does this tool suggest to you?
Hard labor.
Like a Rorschach test. What does this mean to you? All right, very
The guy looked just like a weasel.
unhelpful conversation.
The man
You're-
looked like an amiable Bigfoot.
He's a stout Bigfoot, if anything. Probably not going to be much help either.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Nope. I hear that and go, nope.
Shake my hand.
Nah.
Oh, rats. Do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
Sure.
You ever meet a guy called Plantar?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
No, I ain't. Don't tell me I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. I love the clowns, don't you?
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hurt.
That figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the pants, then smack! A plank in the kisser.
He's very Three Stooges, yes.
Do you recognize this tissue? Think carefully now.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I'm gonna have to hurry you.
ooh.
Time's up, so I'll tell you. It's a used tissue with a liberal dump of Bestheimer's number 12.
If you say so.
Hold on, let me get my thinking voice out. Ooh, thinking. Ooh.
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
Nope.
No.
I'm not even going to try.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
Is this a trick question?
No. I simply asked if you recognized him.
Okay then. Nope, I don't.
See you later.
Not if you see me first.
All right, nothing else here. Fine, let's go in. They're not bugging me. Huh.
The woman was obviously English. She had all the qualities of Boadicea, Elizabeth I, and Margaret Thatcher rolled into one. It wasn't a pretty sight. I recognized the guy. It was the Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce.
Who do I begin with? Guess her.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George. George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Huh. Yeah, how do you style your hair that way? And you are definitely giving me parallels to Beneath the Steel Sky. That woman on the ground floor.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Sure. Oh, we get to learn just like all about her.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes.
I have to really look because it feels like it's a similar voice
those
actor.
Tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Okay.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term
No.
you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
I'm surprised you gave it to her.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
I've never quite deigned to look at him in the face. This won't work on her.
I just couldn't bring myself to use the buzzer on this dear lady.
I'm even gonna try. Come on.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
Do you know what this is?
At a guess, I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Good heavens, are you trying to alarm me?
It's true. He uses the name Khan. Can you think of any use for this tool, ma'am?
I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
How? All right.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantow's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Doubt it's going to be that easy. Fantastic and insane English woman, Lady Paramount. Recognized the photo of Khan, but said he claimed to be called Merlin. Lying to her to avoid questions, brave man, she's a revenge. Well, how about you, sir? Oh, this screen does move. Hey.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to be disappointed if we... Well... Be disappointed if we don't learn where he's from, but I'd also not be surprised for them to not just throw the country out there.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
That's a real bad attitude problem you've got there.
American pig.
Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
And it never will.
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Have you any idea what this tool might be used for?
I cannot guess.
Would it mean anything if I told you it was for lifting drain covers?
Such technology fills me with wonder.
I'm sure it does.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
Oh, that opened up that bit. Well, we'll get to him last.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown.
No.
A guy in funny
All clowns
pants.
are dead.
Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Okay.
What's
let's get
your
into it.
interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Huh.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Interesting. I'm gonna expect that he's gonna come up again later.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
When he's not in this country. Oh, we got the stairs. I'm feeling I'm not going to be able to go up the stairs and do much. Hello? Oh. Look at this.
It was the register of guests staying at the hotel. The clerk wore a disdainful expression like he'd been born with it. There was no one registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
Okay. Oh.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Is it supposed to be safe? Okay. Well, first...
What do you make of this tool?
Stunning, monsieur. I bet you handle it like a professional.
Thank you.
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Man, and I thought I was going to get him again.
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm
Very
holding on to
valuable. An adventure game item.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
it. Nah, it's fine the way it is.
I mean, it's already stained in the inside of my pants. It's fine.
Do you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
Okay. Well, let's get through, because I'm going to be showing that, and then that's going to make this change.
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
I already did.
Alors, you know I am telling the truth. May Saint Armand strike me down if I lie.
The man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his right cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar.
Yeah, so show the picture.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so. Do you know a man named Plantar?
No, monsieur.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
I mean, you're in Paris. How many... Like, driving in Paris, yeah, but there's a lot more public transportation that's going on. At the same time, I can imagine the amount of people in Paris who do not have a driver's license at all.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
It's Merlin, isn't it? Alias Khan, the clown.
I told you, I cannot tell you that.
Yeah, you're making too many connections, George.
Hanging from a brass hook was a key and a plastic tag.
What does the tag say?
Hanging from a brass...
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You were trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
I was just trying to look at it with my hands. Like a child. If I head upstairs...
If the tailor's description was correct, This was the killer's room. The sign on the door read 22. The sign on the door read 22.
Good.
The door was locked.
Yeah.
The door was locked. The sign on the door read 21.
That's it, though.
Hello again. This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Very interesting character where it's like, okay, he's kind of in on it.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
Okay. Well, that's awkward. Can you go back to playing the piano, please? No? Oh, no, it's all quiet.
There was no
There
one
we go.
registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room 22
Yeah, it was Merlin.
was Merlin.
What now, monsieur?
Oh. Ah, there's a key option.
I believe Khan, the man with the scar, is also known as Merlin, the man who has taken room 22.
What of it? What do you want?
Access to his room.
Do you have a license, monsieur?
Huh?
A private investigator's license?
Well, not exactly, but I can explain everything.
I am sorry, but without credentials, I cannot help.
I insist you give me the key to Merlin's room.
I cannot do that, monsieur.
This guy Merlin is a menace.
So you say, monsieur.
He's not only a danger to society, but to your guests as well. He has toyed with the affections of Lady Piermont.
Ciel! Are there no depths to which he will not sink?
Precisely. He's already killed once, twice, maybe as many as 3 times. With your help, I just might be able to stop him.
But what if he finds out I have helped you? No, I cannot do it.
Well, just let me the
About
key.
the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No, the guests checked out this morning.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Oh. I'm gonna take it anyway.
Hey, ne touche pas!
Just looking.
With my hands. Hand icon, after all.
Hello again.
Nothing to do with the key? No?
This is a photo.
That is just
Keep showing up that
Thanks for
picture,
your
though,
help.
but nothing's
Goodbye.
new about it.
Hi,
That
ma'am.
was mentioned.
Hello, George.
Oh, there we go.
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh, no. It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Oh, okay.
I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewellery for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Ooh. Wow, that movement.
Over
Okay.
to you, my dear.
Oh, all right. Pick up the key. We got it.
It was a key ring bearing one large brass key and a tag which read Hotel Ubu.
Sashay down catwalk.
What now, monsieur?
Hey, take a look at this key. Do I dare? Do I dare? Yes.
Do you recognize this key?
That is the property of the Hotel Ubu.
Correct.
May I ask how it found its way from the little hook to your pocket?
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
No, monsieur. The hotel is regularly serviced by an exorcist. If we had a ghost, Father Fécond would have flushed it out.
I suppose you want the key back.
Not especialement. The room is vacant. Since you are so determined to conduct your little investigation, I won't stop you.
Oh, fine. All right. Jeez. Okay. Then we can finally go upstairs. After all that, this is definitely a more talking puzzle section.
Maybe
open
it
that
wasn't
door.
the right room, but this was the right key.
No connecting door.
It was a massive mahogany wardrobe.
Oh, look at that TV on its. That is not a stand. That is directly, unless the stand is like terribly thin, that is just rooted directly into the TV. Papers.
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Going over there. Oop.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did. A cabinet stood beside the bed.
Oh. Can't look out the window, but I can interact with it. And go out the window. Mm-hmm. And there's the long drop to the alley below. You can just shimmy back and forth if I want, but Merp. Here's his face. All right, we're in. Nothing specific.
The cabinet had no drawers, just a single door. The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed. The bed was several times larger than the narrow cot I'd been given at the place I was staying.
Are we ever going to see that place?
The closet was a solid, impressive piece of antique furniture.
Let's see if anything's amiss.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits. It was the battered leather briefcase I'd seen Plantar carrying just before he died. I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
Oh, it's just there. Thought it was under the bed. I'll have to look back at that because I wasn't really truly paying attention to that kind of sticking out. Okay.
The closet was a solid, impressive piece of antique furniture.
Right. So I opened it. Oh, there's... Oh. That's odd. There's two, and then one of them disappears. That, and then... So I guess I can only open and close it. So if there's anything that was in that briefcase, it was going to be papers based on what Lady Piermont said.
It was Khan. I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom. As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead. But he grabbed his pants quickly and didn't even see me. I didn't usually spy on men getting changed. But this guy was a killer, and I didn't want any surprises. He left his checkered pants on the bed.
Now, okay. This was searching Khan. Yeah, he came in. I hid in the wardrobe. Amazed he didn't hear me. I'll share something. I've done something like that long time ago. I'm talking, how was it, 15 years ago now? Here's my lore. There was something that was going on and they were checking like every single room to make sure that it was empty. And I had not heard things. It was a walk-in closet that I was in, and I was just like nestled within everything. And then all of a sudden, another person just barges in to the walk-in, even though it was closed. Shocked, of course, the first thing that comes to my mind is not fight, but flight. So I just hide within the clothes that I was in, and he didn't see me. He was really inspected. He did like a half inspection of the area before he left. I was like, okay. I was like half terrifying, but then I was like, why did I just decide to hide? Oh boy. All right, let's take a look. There's the sewer. Yep, scene from the sewers.
There was no bulge in the pocket. I had that kind of feeling you only get from searching still warm pants. The pocket was empty.
I don't know what feeling that could possibly be.
There was nothing in the pocket. I wondered if the guy was colorblind.
Well, there's this.
A strip along the side seam of the pants had been unpicked, then sewn back up with strong thread and a special stitch.
Yep, special. As in very simple. Can you turn it over? Ooh,
I flipped the pants over. I tried not to think that the assassin's butt had just been in here. I found nothing in the pocket.
You are now aware of a person's butt.
It looked like there could be something in this pocket.
Woo!
I found an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. But as I pulled it from the pocket, a strong thread came with it. A thread with a metal tag on the end.
Oop. This one.
I pulled on the metal tag and the thread came out of the pants. It was like pulling out a ripcord.
That thread is probably...
I turned the pants over again.
Yeah. Oh.
I searched the pocket gingerly and found a pass card. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Okay. Anything else?
I turned the pants over again.
No? Doesn't look like it. Okay. I'll leave it flipped over just to let people know that I've been here. The name Club Alamut and a fake electrician's ID card.
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words Club Alamut. It was the card I'd found in the hotel bedroom. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Only got plenty now.
It was Nico's photograph of the man we suspected of killing Plantar.
Yep, and he was still wearing those pants. No wonder he had to get changed. But every other bit of that clown costume's probably gone. Okay. We got that, but that doesn't help us with the briefcase. So... That's an ID.
It was the card I'd found in the hotel bed.
It's an ID card.
What now, monsieur?
Yeah, we can talk about these two items.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that. A murderer? Are you sure?
Positive.
Probably have to go back to Lady Piermont and have her
Hello again.
stir things up.
Do you recognize this key?
No, I do not.
Don't know why he would.
Does the name on this matchbook mean anything to you?
Indeed it does, for Alamut was the home of the old man of the mountains. You do not know him?
No, I don't.
Old man of the mountain.
Do you recognize this card?
No, I do not.
This is...
That is...
Okay, and that's the same
Thanks
thing.
for your help.
Goodbye.
Well, I got something out of the matchbook. Just old man of the mountains.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Hello!
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
This is the key
Look
to
at
room
this
21.
Key. Look at this key
That's
I got.
next to the room taken by that rotten Merlin, isn't it?
Yes, and it's vacant.
Really?
You know what
How
I'm thinking?
convenient.
Maybe it was my imagination, but I had an uncomfortable feeling about this situation.
Yeah. I found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris, George.
Okay.
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has 1 million faces.
Oh.
I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George! Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment.
Yeah.
I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
We're a couple of 100 years older. A couple 100 years older in a vacant room. God. She worked her magic to get stash. It turned out to be an ancient manuscript. But that was what Plantar was killed for. But why? Actually, I'm curious about talking with him.
Hello again.
Yeah, I can.
Have you ever seen this old manuscript before? You know what it is, don't you?
You are in great danger. Put the manuscript back and leave here.
What's going on?
I can say no more.
He is.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. I'm gonna be surprised if he doesn't show up again.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
One more time.
This is what Merlin was so keen to hide.
Really? All that fuss for a sample of wallpaper.
It's some kind of manuscript, and it looks to be very old.
If I was you, I'd keep it well out of sight until you're clear of this place.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I could roll it up and put it down my pants.
Like everything else.
No, that wouldn't do at all. You'd attract far too much attention.
Did I show you the...
Yeah.
I couldn't leave the hotel with the manuscript. It was probably what those thugs were looking for.
So yeah, that's why she says not to do that. So I have to get it out without walking out of here. The only access to the outside is the window. Ah.
The cobbles of the alleyway looked very distant and very hard.
Wasn't able to look at that last time. But it's my only access to the outside.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Just watch it went into the gutter. Like that seems like not correct. But okay. Now I just have to get into the alley before it blows away somewhere.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a
I
routine
want to bet
security
you.
check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I'm patting you down specifically for a big roll of paper. Like right this one, right here.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out. Hi, how are you?
I'm back.
Oh, hi. Come in, George.
So, what you been doing?
Do you have a boyfriend?
Not anymore. There was someone. A guy in my final year, but it didn't work out. Neither did my degree.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
What about the second one?
Tell me more about your family.
Nope.
When I was a little girl, I used to spend the winter with my grandfather and grandma. They were the best times, warm and safe in their tiny cottage. My grandfather rolled cigarettes while grandma made hot chocolate and cakes. One day, he stopped his scrolling. He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear, he told me his secret.
What did he say?
He said, I don't smoke, but she likes to think I do.
What a weird old man.
Don't call my grandfather weird. He was the nicest guy ever. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy apartment in this noisy city.
Yeah, I haven't played it. So I was like, yeah, I have it, and I haven't touched it, and this gave me an excuse in order to actually touch it. It's all right so far. Like, the first part has been a lot more of just like actual puzzles, and now we're into more of the talking, conversing puzzles back and forth. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more, but we're back with talking about still seeing this clown icon. The clown is gone.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and
Weird
most useful
standoffish?
weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
Such a weird standoffish conversation. I dare.
Hey, Nico, shake hands with me.
No chance, Buster.
Okay, so we're like 0 for 6. All right.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Other than, so the clue is pretty much, it's not in Paris. Like if she doesn't even know it, there. And if it's the old man of the mountain, like Alamut is not even a French word.
I found this in the killer's room.
What is it? A credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him or the company.
Well, let's see what this manuscript
You're
is
just
doing.
not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
She is pretty
It's
cool.
a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the
Here we
Uber.
go.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah, maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of 2 knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy
named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive.
Jeez.
Cut.
So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
Oh, but there's a wonderful
Maybe
connection
that's
between
what
the two
clown
now.
and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
And put you in danger, I guess.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Okay. We got 4 pieces? Yeah.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod. There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover? It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
A knight with a knight scroll. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobineau.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobineau guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Apparently I can
Are
ask
you
more
sure
about this one
you've
too?
never heard of Thomas Merlin?
Positive.
Okay. I think that's it then.
I have to go.
I
Okay.
must.
Don't forget to look for Lobineau at the Krone Museum.
Man, it's pretty George heavy. Medieval mirrors are unlike the modern ones. Highly polished copper, no glass. Yeah? Ooh, I have so many more items I can show our wonderful lady. Too few horses to go around or something, but they had hidden treasure.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Okay. Well, we can show her the same things again?
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Nothing.
Yeah, so those look the same. This isn't gonna work.
Would you like to shake my hand?
No. I wouldn't. I can see the future, remember?
Sure.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, but I can tell you one thing. There's no such place as the Club Alamut in
Got it.
Paris.
I got it.
Can you tell me anything about this security pass?
I can tell it doesn't belong to you.
How come?
Give me some credit. If you're an electrician, I'll eat my antirhythms.
You're a remarkably talented lady.
Mm-hmm.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur, you will.
Yeah, if we're definitely dealing with the Templars, we're not going to be staying in Paris for very long. Mm-hmm. Like, if you could see the future, like, that definitely would affect your demeanor a bit. Okay, so we can't go back to the hotel. We can't go back to the costume store. There's the Musée. Musée Clune. Yep. All right. More locations. Oh, we can't leave from there. I sound so triumphant just standing here in a vacant place. What a museum of just taking a whole bunch of different things that you could possibly get. There's like no rhyme or reason to anything in this collection. It's just, here's what we got.
The attendant had an air of self-importance and the kind of steely eyes that never seemed to blink.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobineau?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobineau does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Well...
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Ugh. I mean...
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh, no. I don't frequent places like that.
Do you recognize this ID pass?
No.
What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
I'm surprised that we're keeping the items that we
Do you
have.
recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
What does this tool mean to you?
That belongs in a museum.
Pardon?
It is a priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers.
Okay. Somebody has high praise for a sewer key.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not.
Okay.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar. Though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobineau.
Yeah, because I do remember a bunch in Beneath the Steel Sky that follow that pattern. I think even beyond, they even had inventory items that still did that. It's just what Revolution does. Even his conversation, I have been like in a store or whatever, and just like, yeah, then you would have a person who would come up and go, it's like, excuse me, do you work here? And in terms of like what he's wearing, like, yeah, of course he'd be working there. Not someone who's wearing like, you know, a shirt with a Pokemon on it and going like, yeah, do you work here? I'm like, no, Absolutely not.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Knights of the Temple. Like, that happened, and she was just, like, so aggressive in her sincerity. Like, you must absolutely work here. Because you're going through... Because I was just, like, going through, like, a bin of stuff. But apparently I was going through the bin of stuff just so diligently that it's like, oh, yeah, you're organizing. You're doing something right now. I'm like, no, I'm just looking at all the stuff to see what's inside of it. Please. She was mad at me when I said no. I was like, oh.
Thanks for your help.
Okay. Yeah. He's not gonna be okay. Let's see. What else can we look at?
A metal rod attached to the wall was connected to the window.
Attention! Please do not open the window, monsieur.
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their burgers on a charcoal grill, and the fat falls on the open flames. The amount of organic compound and smoke particles released is astounding. Since they opened, local air pollution has doubled, and it stinks like a funeral pyre. That is why I keep the windows closed.
Okay. Like, not to mention all of that extra stuff, like just infecting and damaging all of the things that you have in your museum. That's also another thing that can happen right there. Though the doors are open. It's the direction of where the door is versus the window.
Blackened with age
Easy.
and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marn at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory.
Ireland! What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to
Eureka!
ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Okay. We just take it?
As I reached toward the display case, a shrill piping filled the air. I froze, then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
No, monsieur. No, no.
Okay.
Okay. What else can we look at? We got a sarcophagus.
It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
And we also have this totem.
The totem pole looked distinctly out of place in the setting of the museum.
Yeah, I bet. I couldn't even connect. Like, yeah, it's not making any connection to any First Nations that I can know off the top of my head. But yeah, it's just weirdly out of place being North American and European totem poles. I haven't learned about any of them there. Only George visits. It must be a work day early in the day. But then again, oh, now I get to think about the passage of time in video games again. Because when I started, it was the afternoon of that day. I don't think the day has passed yet. I think it's late afternoon, so this would be close to closing if I were to make sense of it. If the passage of time happens, because yeah, we have not had like a go off to the next day yet. So George is doing this all in one day. It's impressive.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
That... Jeez. Okay. The fact that you're able to do... God, I could just be a menace to this thing too? Oh, God. Okay. So, right here in Paris, according to the plaque, it was discovered in Lochmarn, Ireland. That's all I'm gonna get here because
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
if I talk to you again, is there anything else I'm getting?
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
I was gonna say, buy a bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
Can't do anything with it then. So apart from learning about Ireland, I guess we just go? They can. Not like the hotel where you actually couldn't leave until you were done. Oh, okay.
Hi. I've been to the Crew Museum.
Did you speak to Lobineau?
No, he wasn't there.
Any clown lead?
Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clown's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
I found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch Marn.
I have heard of Lochmarn. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
A popular gossip magazine. You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marn. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a fourth series of his popular television program. This site at Loch Marn must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Belota case. If you really think Pegram's dam is important, why don't you visit Loch Marn?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly?
Where is... It is very nice, especially when you're able to just hang your laundry inside. Like, there's space in order to do that. Also, that shot of just looking at the magazine. Those children were very interesting to look at. Okay. So...
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
This just looks like the manuscript.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh wow, I have to
There's
look at
a
all of
woman
them again.
looking, but the
Okay, yeah.
a knight through my teaching.
Teachings you will be fighting?
There's a guy with a sword and a bull, but
Yeah, I have to look at all 5 in order to get out of that. Okay, gotta be careful when I look at that again. Yeah, not much else to do here.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
I'm off to Ireland, I guess. They don't see any other reason of going there. Yeah. Oh, there's a big arrow. The airport. Now, I do have access to the original 1986 version. I'm wondering about playing it just to compare the map. Just to see like where they put in the borders for all of the European countries. It's quite decently made. Like it gets into the Middle East and kind of loses it a little bit, but when it comes to Europe, I'm like there'd be some slight changes in the shapes of them, I would assume. Like even over here, when it comes to like the Western Sahara, that was a little bit different. That's a little bit different now. Yeah, not a bad map. Not a bad map. We got Paris, and then Lochmarn. We're going to Ireland in a few hours. Wow.
I passed the castle on the way into Lochmarn, the castle where Peagram's excavation was located.
You mean like the the bus that just went by? All right. Ancient manuscripts, the Knights Templar, and a tripod from a medieval manuscript. All I need is the gem that goes with it. Start by asking the locals about Pegram and his day. Oop.
It was a trap door in the sidewalk.
They're great.
I tugged at the trap door, but it was locked from the inside. It was a featureless plastic box firmly attached to the wall of the building. I tugged at the plastic cover, but it didn't move.
George, maybe you shouldn't be tugging at random things. All I got here. Go this way. Well, let's talk to this person here.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Ooh, we can... Okay. Are we just going to say who we are, or are we going to continue with the private investigator? Idea.
I'm George Stobart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister. A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run. From me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks. Every last penny. Down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother. Bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I. See what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful.
What?
Compared
No,
to him,
really?
Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
Oh, such a dramatic, sad story in a life. Hey. Okay. Oh god, we could still ask about the clown?
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarn, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film
Jesus.
I saw. There's this clown scene. And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. And while he's in the
Hey,
tub,
Strings, can you...
the clown
keep it
cuts
down?
him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
I don't know. The picture is kind of going, yeah, he could be 25. But he's so short and sprightly. Age, undetermined. We got a castle, and I guess this is Pegram.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Well,
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, 'cause he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
yeah, we got to shake hands.
Do you know what Pegram
Absolutely.
was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
The films. Ooh,
What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get
a
inside?
lot.
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No. Only, what do you want to know? Oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No,
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Lochmarn.
That is a very 90s threat. I'm taking you back to school. But there's a ghost.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but my legs had lost their stuffing.
I don't know, McGuire, you're losing me.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Okay, well, let's shake his hand.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
No way.
Okay.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Lifting drains.
Dead right. How did you know that?
Work experience course at school. They gives me a choice of going down the drains or up the chimney.
You're kidding. Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
Okay.
Have you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
Sure. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That belongs to the killer clown you're looking for.
That's right.
Can I have it?
Sorry. I'm keeping this as evidence.
You should have told the cops.
I did. They weren't interested.
You should run tests on that, mister. You could identify the murderer with a sample of his snot.
Yuck. I don't think so.
Forget forensic science.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Get it away.
Do you recognize this matchbook, McGuire?
No, sir. I never seen it before in my life.
And I doubt we're going to find a place called Club Alamut in Ireland.
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for talking.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Or however old you are. All right. Well, I'll go up the path a little later. Go into the pub. Or the didn't call itself a pub. Food bar, lounge bar. Oh, there's my guy. Oh, no. He plays different violin. Or fiddle, I should say.
He wasn't listening.
Oh, that's too bad. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness, who do I start with?
The guy sat in the corner as if he was a permanent fixture. There was a vacant look on his cow-like face that said quite clearly, nobody home.
Well, we got Patrick's, and then we have... I have to go over to the left here, because I don't... Patrick's and then McDevitt's. But I guess that would be... Yeah, couldn't tell you. But usually pubs like to keep the old fixtures. Whenever they do like name changes and whatnot, in order to keep... It could be Patty McDevitt. But it could just be like a memory of just like what it used to be on the outside, and then they changed it around. Like there's some ideas can be thrown around with that.
The young red-haired guy was plainly nervous about something. The white whiskers on the bartender's flushed face were like garlands on a Christmas tree. The resemblance ended there. The top of his head was too slick and shiny to act as a perch for a Christmas angel.
Very angel.
The guy sat in the corner as if he was a permanent fixture. I'd been taught not to judge people by their appearance or their clothes or the length of their hair. Nobody ever said anything about runny noses. It was a beer-stained piece of toweling.
It looks like something I can take.
It was a beer-stained piece of toweling.
Yeah, it's quite good. Now I have... There it is. There's beer on it.
It was a rectangle of toweling printed with the words, Nagopolin Stout builds body.
Nagopolin Stout. Alright, who do I talk to first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I think it would make more sense to just start with the
white whiskers
bartender himself.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh.
I beg your pardon.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it a room you're after?
Looking to get punched. Oh boy. I would never do that. I'm here for a room. Nope.
No, thank you. I don't plan to stay too long.
Who does? Most folk take one look at Lochmarden and jump back on the bus.
Oh, can I get a drink?
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
Wow, you just downed that. Also, it's like, I would like a glass of beer. Alright. Clown?
Have you served any, clowns recently?
No, you're the first today.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
Oh no, I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Did Pegram stay here?
Yes, he did. 6 nights plus breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Here's something which might interest you.
It doesn't.
No use for us here.
Hey, bartender?
Landlord, if you don't mind.
Sorry. Shake my hand, why don't you?
Now, why should I do that? What have you got up your sleeve?
Nothing. Come on, just shake my hand.
Not just now, mister. I have to be careful on account of the health restrictions.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
May I borrow this towel?
Here, I got.
Sure you can. On one condition.
What's that?
You keep it away from old Ron.
Who's Ron?
That's him in the corner. With the hygiene problem.
Okay.
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't. What do you want with him?
I've got a score to settle.
I don't want any trouble in the bar, mister. If it's a fight you're looking for, see Father Mahoney.
A priest? A man of the cloth?
Sure. And he teaches the boys how to box at the youth club. According to Mahoney, it develops character. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he teach you the art of pugilism? Doyle.
Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
Ooh. All right, we're just gonna keep trying. Just gonna keep trying. Mm-hmm.
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
At least he blinks. Otherwise, he has a 1,000-eye stare, 1,000-yard stare.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
No, sir.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
That's disgusting.
Uh-huh. I found it in the sewers.
Well, what's the idea of waving it around in my face? You're worse than old Ron. Put it away, man.
It's disgusting. Yes, it is.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
No. Should I?
Nah, it was a long shot.
All right.
Look, I gotta be going. Hi, my name's Stobart, George Stobart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
Can you show me some pugilism? Guess not. Yeah, but I like that they do change a little bit, at least with George and Nico. Like, they can only do so much here, and yeah, like even with this one, it's very plain. Like they had a template in order to speed up the process.
May I shake your hand?
No, you can't.
Well, how come?
Because I'll spill me beer if you do.
You have 2 hands. All right.
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He does joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
Sure.
That's right. Professor Stobart, Miskatonic University.
You're an archaeologist, and you're asking us about the castle.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien. The gentleman was talking to me. How come you didn't leave with the others?
I didn't know they'd gone.
Oh, yes. Packed their spades and shovels and away they went.
Seems I missed all the excitement.
What excitement?
Okay. Miskatonic. I'm going to leave the wink wink as something to remember, because I can't make a connection to anything else with Miskatonic.
What do you make of this tool?
It's for lifting manhole covers.
At least they know what this is used for.
What do you think of this towel?
Now, there's a fine piece of cloth if ever I did see one. Such craft must surely come from linen cupboards of the Vatican itself.
Is it? Okay, definitely wouldn't have made that connection there.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
It's a handsome mug on that fella, to be sure. Is he a film star?
Film? Another film. Where's it? There it is.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
No.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
No, boss.
What does this false nose mean to you?
No, you're a clown.
You're a clown.
Does this security pass mean anything to you?
Well, no.
Okay, at least you tried with that one.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
Do I know him? Do I know the good professor himself? No, I don't. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know him to talk to.
Do you know anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
Here's the science of archaeology, Pat. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavored condoms, more likely.
Did anyone from the village work at Pegram's dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Oh shoot, there's a... Okay, I just looked up Miskatonic. Yeah, HP Lovecraft Wiki. I can buy a shirt. There's even a Miskatonic University.org, a university dedicated to the arcane. Oh, that's a website I will just have open. Grr. And I find that, like, even with Revolution, it's also where they're based on. They're able to source a lot here, which is really good.
Bye for now.
Okay. So this one is 1, 2, and then we have O'Brien.
Hello there. My name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
Hold on. Oh yeah, there we go. Here's the store. The Department of Occult Studies, the Department of Medieval Metaphysics. Oh, that's fun. Like, I'm not buying it, but I'm gonna put this into the chat. Dumb. All right, moving on. Okay. Oh, we can talk about the ghost with him.
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine site now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
How can I get into the castle?
But those walls were built specifically to stop people getting in, Mr. Stobart. But I dare say you'll find a way, if you've the will.
Well, at least he believes us.
Have you heard of the Phantom?
More than that. I've seen it. And let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There really is a Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh no, I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found in the castle?
Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
Ooh, now we get the gem. Also, like if the Englishman dug up the tripod, how did it end up in a French museum?
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Other than
is he dead?
It went to the
Not that.
highest bidder.
But he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Oh, we can ask about the bartender.
Do you know where Pegram is gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmarn. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
Well, fancy glowing, glittering gem.
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
No, not a reporter.
Oh no.
Thank the Lord for that.
Probably I'm gonna go for another hour or so. I think is what's gonna happen with this. But we'll see where a good cutting point is. Like if I end up at a good cutting point, I'll probably cut it before that, but like a maximum another hour. Don't leave your dog neglected. Just for me.
Why has Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary? He's what you call a would-be sophisticated. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Alright. I doubt I'm gonna get much about the Templars out of this guy, but...
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar?
I most certainly have. A remarkable institution. Did you know? They were the originators of our system of credit. Their financial empire stretched from the Atlantic to the Caspian Sea. With bases in so many countries, they had to establish new methods of fiscal transfer.
So, the Knights Templar were nothing but a bunch of bankers.
I don't get it. Are you saying these Templar guys invented bank charges?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose they did.
What a dirty trick. Didn't anyone try to stop them?
Oh yes, they were arrested and many were burnt at the stake.
Good. They bloody well deserved it if they were anything like my bank manager.
Okay, that's how it ends there.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
I'd say it was for lifting manhole covers.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Mr. O'Brien.
I got a lot of information
no,
out of you.
Don't.
Okay.
Does this towel mean anything to you?
Sure, it's one of Leary's towels. Are you planning on stealing it?
Just borrowing it, if you must know. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nope, I've never seen him before.
Gonna get much out of for Khan, I guess.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The design is Middle Eastern, I'd say.
That's important information. Okay. So, Old Man of the Mountain, Middle Eastern.
Does this red nose suggest anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
What do you make of this tissue?
I guess that muck on it is grease paint.
He's on the ball. Good job, sir.
What can you tell me about this ID pass?
Gruber Electronics. I've never heard of it.
Okay.
Goodbye for now.
Alright, that leaves 2. Man in the corner and man at the table. Something. He had something in his hands, though. There was something blue there. I'll talk to him. Talk to Ron.
Hi there, old-timer. What? Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. 'Tis the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No. I'd know it if you were.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
It's not good at all.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarn Castle is haunted.
That's what the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
Then you're a fool.
Ghosts don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
You can't. It's not open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
He goes.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh!
Alright. Got rid of that ghost story very quickly.
Do you know Pegram, the archaeologist?
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it? No, I don't know him.
And that's the end of that.
What's that you're making?
It's a necklace, me bucko.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
Okay, you have a Siriki.
Can you identify this tool?
No.
Hey, would you like to shake my... no, on second thought, forget it.
Okay, there's a bunch of reasons why not, I understand.
Could you use this towel?
Ooh.
I could, but it wouldn't be much use for anything else.
Okay, this is... Yeah, okay. Like, this is not the one that you're supposed to get... He's not supposed to have this. That's... Hey.
What does this matchbook mean to you?
Nothing. Go away and stop bothering me.
I have 4 more things to show you.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
I can't tell without me glasses.
Isn't you're making a necklace? Sure.
What does this red nose mean to you?
Nothing.
You could make use of this tissue.
Never use them. Those things are unhygienic.
Better let it flow free into the world. I guess.
Take a look at this ID card.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
Oh, there it is.
As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed this piece of wire.
Okay, I left-clicked instead of right-clicked.
It was a short piece of wire, twisted into a rough circle.
Okay. Well, I just have it now.
Hello again. What?
I took your thing.
Here, this wire belongs to you.
Oh, no. Never saw it before. No.
But
I'll see you later.
okie dokie then. I just have a wire now. Alright, that just leaves you.
My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald.
Can I shake your hand?
Shake my hand.
It's a trick, isn't it?
Damn it, you're right. I can't seem to fool anyone.
Okay.
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, I'm on tablets for my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
What can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Why not?
Have you ever explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died. We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right. Did you work at Professor Pegram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
And I can't press him further. Interesting.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Something to do with horses?
Wrong. It's for opening manhole covers.
Oh, really? Well, you learn something every day.
Ever seen this towel before?
Doesn't it belong on the bar?
Very observant, Fitzgerald. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I'm sure I don't know him.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No.
What does this red nose suggest to you?
Blood.
Why's that?
I used to bleed a lot when I was a kid. Every time there was a playground scrap, I'd end up with a bloody nose. I wouldn't have minded, but I wasn't even involved in the scraps.
Yeah, you just get into that area, the wrong place, the wrong time, and you pay the price.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Check out this pass.
Thomas Merlin? No, never heard of him.
What do you suppose this wire is used for?
How should I know?
See you later.
So, I should be something more with him. There should be. Let's figure that out.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
I can have another drink. I can also just talk about
Does
wire.
this piece of wire...
No.
Okay.
Look, Hey!
Hello there again, mister.
Oh, we can talk about... Okay, we can talk about him now.
Do you remember seeing Sean Fitzgerald at the dig?
Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication.
Get him a drink.
Can I buy you a drink?
You most certainly can.
Give me a drink for my friend here.
Who? Doyle? Has he conned you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick. Same again.
Just a point this time, Michael.
1 point of brown coming up.
The same color as it goes in, the same color that goes out.
Do you remember Sean Fitzgerald now?
I can picture the scene as if it was only last week. Come to think of it, It was only last week. Fitzgerald was there all right. Him and a bunch of students. He was speaking with the boss man.
Does this piece of wire mean...
Not me, mister.
Bye for now. Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
Yeah, I can talk to him about him.
What do you make of this piece of wire?
It looks ordinary enough to me.
Okay.
Do you know Sean Fitzgerald?
Yes, I do. What you want with him?
I want to talk to him about working at the dig.
I can't imagine anyone employing Sean Fitzgerald on a dig. He wouldn't know a post hole from his elbow.
Goodbye for now.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
May I have another...
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Yeah, please.
How? That's the secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven.
And it's gone in 5 seconds. God. Fleeting, isn't it?
Look, I gotta be going.
But do you know anything about Sean?
Hello
We can
again.
talk somehow.
What? I'll see you later.
You know anything?
Mr. Fitzgerald? Doyle told me you definitely worked at the dig. He's seen you there. You might as well admit it.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefit at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he? So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving. He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Pegram's package?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me.
Who will?
The man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
That's what his face looks like, huh?
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem. Hey, I just seen a big red...
Get out of here, Maguire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy maker.
Oh, yes. And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Hey? Hey?
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding me own business.
I
and
can't
saw
go nowhere.
This beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill.
Would you look at that, says I. And I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass. But the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and hit him an awful wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes. He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
Okay, so yeah, now we see that that's there, but that dropped into the grate.
Hey, McGuire.
What?
There's our pixie. Leprechaun.
Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
Maybe the package fell somewhere out of sight. Did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask. Are you a special agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm not.
Here's a towel.
What do you make of this, kid?
Hey, that's one of Leary's towels. He'll skin you alive.
That old windbag doesn't scare me. Anyhow, I'm only borrowing it.
You're pretty cool, mister. For an old guy.
What do you think this wire could be used for?
Stealing cars. There's only one problem.
The local policeman?
No. Nobody in Lochmarn has got a car.
Fair.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Was as nervous as a long-tailed cat. Been given a package by Pegram and told to give it to someone named Jacques Marquet. Panicked when I caught him out. Rushed out of the pub and was run over by a leprechaun. Khan rented a leprechaun suit. Must be him. Fact also that it's like he was run over, but wasn't killed, but he was abducted. Huh. So, look at this.
It was a trap door in the sidewalk.
We're back to looking at this thing.
I tugged at the trap door, but it was locked from the inside.
Yeah, so whatever dropped down there, I'll figure out how to get.
Plastic cover had been smashed and broken away, revealing a switch.
Oh.
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand.
And funny enough, they put them right over so that they didn't actually have to animate anything. Didn't put it in my inventory either.
It was impossible to return the switch to its original position.
Oh. Well. Okay.
The plastic cover had been smashed and broken away, revealing a switch.
The switch to what? It's not going to tell me. Well. Let's go over to the side here, because we haven't been here. This looks like it's actually to where the castle is. I mean, with a door like that. Big door like that. But just a padlock.
The gates were made of solid, age-blackened wood. Pushing with all my strength got me nowhere. They didn't budge. I really need to start working out.
Nah, you just need something in order to just like hit the padlock against it and then it'll break. Probably simple enough to do. This man.
The farmer's craggy face was set in a mask of aesthetic appreciation. His feet were set in a pair of manure-caked boots.
You can tell when somebody had just had a moment in their mind to just go like, I have the perfect idea of how to explain this, and just wrote it down immediately.
Hi, do you speak English?
Well, now, what if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice.
Well, you're in Ireland. Most people in Ireland speak English.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't. Is it used on sheep?
No, it's for lifting the covers off drains.
You're creative, it could be.
Never. How?
Well, the end of the tool fits into the hole in the cover.
They'd slip out. Angles are wrong. You'd never do it.
I have. I did it in Paris.
I don't believe you. It's a myth.
Have you any use for this towel?
Whatever gave you that idea? Oh dear me, no.
Oh dear me.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, but I wouldn't trust him. His eyes are too close together.
Forbid.
What do you make of this matchbook?
Seems ordinary enough to me.
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
You're a circus clown.
Yep.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
I can't read that little writing.
It's too tiny.
What do you make of this tissue?
That's a sorry sight to wave about in public.
My filthy sign of surrender.
Does this curiously twisted piece of wire mean anything to you?
Oh dear. Now what would you be wanting with a cruel snare like that?
Oh, it's not mine. It belongs to the old guy in the bar.
Ah, yes, it would.
What do you mean by that?
Would you like to shake my hand?
What is this? I don't do that male bonding stuff.
Disgusting.
What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Have you seen Professor Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Well?
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
Yeah, I bet.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah. He knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car?
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Yeah, so it was Sean.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
Well, at least he's not dead. But if it was him who stacked all this hay in terms of like making the entire cart buckle, yeah, he's kind of a dip.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
Priorities.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvellous! I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
I'll meet you there in a minute.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay. On the back of the cart was a crazily stacked tower of hay bales, leaning precariously against the castle wall.
Okay. Is he here? Oh, he's not here. That's a shame. Let's talk to people, I guess more. Yeah, we hit that switch.
Hello again.
What? Has anything happened? No?
I'll see you later.
Can we talk to the fiddler?
He wasn't listening.
Thanks for stopping by.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
John, he's kind of...
I have a suspicion that Fitzgerald might have been given something by Pegram.
I thought he acted strange.
I'm talking about the gem. It was something he said.
Were you not speaking to him when he ran out of the bar?
Yeah, sure. Just talking, that's all.
Goodbye for now.
Hey!
Hello there again, mister.
Bye for now. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Check out my card.
I've seen it, for heaven's sake.
Okay.
Hey, how about another drink?
See him again?
Do you serve cocktails?
I'll serve anyone with manners. And money.
No, I'm serious. Have you considered turning McDevitt's into a cocktail bar? Cocktails are chic, cool, and popular with younger drinkers.
What? Kids in the bar? Can you imagine it? Pinball, pimples, and puke.
Right, I get the picture.
Yeah, get a
I'll
pinball
settle
table.
for a glass of stout.
I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I can fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh, well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my dear, is it?
This keeps popping up here.
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvellous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer. When you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
The white whiskers on the bartender's fly. The resemblance.
We have
It was an electrical plug attached to the glass washer. It was an electric glass washer. It looked even older than the barman.
Oh.
I couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I figured it must be the wiring. I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug.
Unplug and plug it in again. Turn it off, turn it on again. The wiring. I could hit the thing with the buzzer and maybe
It was
pass
the
on
shake
some
and shock
electricity
buzzer
to
I'd
it.
been given by the man in the costume shop.
Nope.
Excuse me?
Yes, sir?
Why won't you shake my hand?
Because I don't know where you've been.
I have been behind your counter.
Look,
I got...
Hmm.
It was a short piece of wire, twisted into a rough circle.
Let's talk about wiring. Here's a piece of wire. No? Two places where it could go, though.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions.
Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
New place to go. Good.
The white wind...
Can't examine those anymore. Ooh. Mouse. Rat.
It was the lever which locked the trap door.
Okay.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Is that it? I look at this and think, okay, this is... Some of this looks to be just an altered photo. Some of it looks to be touched in a little bit later with editing. Like this is a very uncanny image. That's it.
It was the lever which locked the trap
Oh,
door.
trap door. Okay. That means we can go there and open you. Finally.
I lifted the trap door and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Hmm?
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Yikes. Also, way to put on that kind of voice. I met Khan face to face. About the accident. He was looking for something. Gerald must have had the gem in the package. Now all I need to do is find it. Let's go back down to the cellar, I guess.
Now I could see. I spotted Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door.
Fitzgerald dropped.
It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could. For sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
Got it. Got the gem that goes to the tripod. Now I just have to figure out what to do with them.
It was a large blue gemstone. It was the barman's flashlight.
Can't do anything with the lever.
It was a rusty faucet.
I can turn on the water.
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Eventually it'll become clear.
It was a
Presumably.
rusty faucet. I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it kept on dripping.
Yep. Well, I'm a electrician, not a plumber, so I can't do anything about that. I got the gemstone. Now what? Because I didn't notice an exit. So there's still some things that I need to do. Yeah, like I can go all the way into the corner and just nudge myself against the void. That's about it.
Hey, McGuire.
What?
I have this beautiful... I'm going to go around holding up this gemstone, however big it is, and just going to go like, look at my shiny rock.
What do you think of my flashlight?
It's a torch. That's what we call it on this side of the Atlantic.
Want a closer look at the gem, McGuire?
You better hide that, mister. What if the pixie comes back? You'll be in trouble then.
I don't believe in pixies. Underneath that costume is a psychotic killer.
Smart.
See you later, kid.
Okay,
I'm going to
mister.
show everybody in the bar my... I think my eyes were just playing with me. Show
Hello
everybody
again.
my gem and my flashlight.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't think much of a wire necklace.
It's not made for a woman. I've got my sights on tastier dishes than women. Flesh as smooth and tender as a maiden's. Bones as soft and white as a newborn babe's. Rabbit, lad.
Oh.
That's what gets my juices flowing.
Okay. Okay, fine.
What do you think of this flashlight?
Very useful. That could be very handy in the dark. How much do you want for it?
It's not for sale. It belongs to Leary. What does this gem mean to you?
Well, well. Would you look at that? Pretty.
Do you recognize it?
No.
I'll see you later. Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
What do you think?
It's not a very practical piece of equipment, is it?
It's not switched on.
I'm referring to the lack of a bracket. How would you be fixing that to your bicycle?
I don't have a bicycle.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
They just reused the dialogue. Yeah. You're not a reporter. So now I can say yeah.
Yes, that's right. Another bloody news hound. Well, you're wasting your time here, boy. You'll find the people of Lochman are a tight-lipped and cautious lot.
Why? Have you got something to hide?
It's just that we don't like to wash our dirty laundry in public.
Interesting that it reuses the dialogue. Okay.
Goodbye for now.
Good riddance to you.
Hey! Hello there again, mister.
What do you think?
It's not very bright, is it?
I could say the same about some of the present company.
That's true.
Don't let him hear you.
Keep it under your hat, mister.
That flashlight, like your brain, darling, is not switched on.
Do you recognize this gem?
Saints be praised. It must be worth a fortune.
Bye for
Dancing
now.
around it in a pub.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
I'm gonna take this as payment.
I found your flashlight.
So I see it. You'd better keep hold of that until you fix the pumps.
And they will never be fixed.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
Phew. What a beauty. I bet you wish that was real, don't you?
Ooh. Good mindset to have, I guess.
Check out my card.
I've seen...
Yeah.
Look, I got...
Come to think of it, down here... Yeah, you really, like, okay, the pumps are in the cellar. Where in the cellar? Not in this view. Yep, we're never fixing them. No drink for no one. That's it. Except for... Yeah, and the guy never showed up. The uncle.
On the back of the cart was a crazily stacked tower of hay bales, leaning precariously against the castle wall.
So... Yeah, I
Stack
can go
of hay
climbing.
stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
No, that's not correct. Slice or two of Alice's Wonderland. Nope. You just need some cake.
There was a narrow crack between two of the stones where the centuries-old mortar had crumbled away. I pushed my fingers into the narrow crack. It went back several inches into the rock.
Huh. So I put something in there. I'm gonna put flash. I'm gonna put the gem in. No. Need something that's gonna boost, like a boost in order to hoist myself over the wall. So what could fit in there?
It was a metal rod with a handle at one end and a short crosspiece at the other.
Yeah?
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
Well, now what?
The lifting key was rammed tightly into the crack. I tugged at the lifting key and found it was held quite securely.
Oh, is this the end of our sewer key? We gotta use it as a step. It works. Hallelujah. Oh, what is that goat's face? That is very uncanny. Whoop. That is a very uncanny goat face. I can't even, like, get... Can't even examine him. Just a thing. Huh. So I can't go that way, which means I can't go down. Doesn't seem to bug me when I go over here, though.
It was a rusted piece of iron, maybe part of a plow or something.
Oop. How many rams can George
the
take?
Goat was tethered, had become tangled on the old plowshare.
Oh. See, if nobody's going over the wall, how long has this goat been here? Who is feeding this? Who? Like, I guess nobody's feeding this goat. The goat is just feeding itself. Well, I guess. How is this working? Oh my goodness. Okay. Can I go down now? It subsists on people's fears. Otherwise, I'm going like, did I just... Oop. Okay. So the ghost of Lochmarn is no more than a fierce billy goat. For a moment, I thought he was going to be incredibly awkward to get past, but in the end, he was surprisingly simple. Who would have known? I think I've just wrapped him up so that eventually he's gonna just starve if nobody knows that he's even there. Got a bunch of things. Thing there.
There was a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately.
It's one of the hardest puzzles in the original game? Like the goat? They must have really cut a lot of steps.
Behind the altar was a carved panel decorated with animals, birds, and plants.
Wow. Okay. Well, luckily I have it, so I might just amuse myself at one point and see what it's actually like. Over here. Bag of...
The sack contained a fine white powder.
And then we have this, which we can only look at. Oh.
It was a statue which had fallen from its place on the wall. 5 fingers of stone projected from the back of the carving.
Yeah. Oh, it was originally there.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
Well.
The statue lay face up in the soft sand.
Oop.
As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand. The 5 fingers on the back of the statue had left their impressions in the fine sand.
It's a timed event. Huh.
I placed my fingers in the 5 impressions left by the fallen stone. It was weird. They fit perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that with your fingers. Just
the statue was
it's too heavy. We can just okay. We can move it, but originally it was supposed to be up there.
Back.
Okay.
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened. I tried in vain to move the panel.
Okay. So now what is this powder?
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris.
Oh.
I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
So, yeah, I just put just a pile of it and just right inside. That is a good thing to do. All right.
It was a handful of plaster left in the castle by Pegram's archaeology team.
So, I'm getting this right. We have to, since we can't. Oh my God. You're very welcome. All right. So we have, okay. We have a statue that was supposed to be up there and was definitely supposed to be up there because the back of that statue was fit into that part. So we need to pretty much make a proxy that goes inside of there since we can't move the statue itself. We have an imprint and we have the plaster of Paris, which can make a mold. That should mean, I look back at this, I can sprinkle plaster of Paris inside of here.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled. I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. It was my first experience of home improvement. The patch of sand where the statue had fallen was covered with a dense sprinkling of plaster.
Interesting. And now I can't move the can't move the statue anymore. But plaster of Paris, we need water. There's a faucet in the cellar. Okay, I gotta go back. Because that's my only source of water. Sorry, goat. Goat's gonna die. Boy. Yeah, I'm playing blind. Like, I've never done this before. So yeah, if I go to the cellar, what do I have? What do I have to carry water?
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Thank you. What do I have to carry water? Like, nothing has been particularly sent to just, like, get and go, oh, there's something off in a corner somewhere that I haven't checked at all. The only thing is the towel.
It was a rectangle of toweling printed with the words, Nagopolian stout builds body.
I got a towel. Okay.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
Gonna be good enough?
It was a rectangle of towel. The towel was soaked through with water.
Okay, give it a shot. Go all the way back. You really just have to remember, it's like, okay, how do you use plaster of Paris? Think about my, I can't even interact. Farewell, sewer key. You were fun. Back in we go. Now we use that because the powder doesn't do anything until it's actually able to soak into the mold. Just wring it out. Yeah.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster.
Now, naturally, like, you would leave it alone, but I have a feeling it's not.
My improvised plaster cast was slowly drying out.
Okay. Like, I could leave it, but I don't think there's going to be, like, passage of time or anything like that.
The sack...
Can I take more powder?
I reached into the sack, but it was empty.
How? Was there no more? I just took the last little clump, and that was it. Okay. It is timed for the towel. Interesting. Okay. Like very few adventure games use the time right there, because the only one I can also make a connection to is King's Quest 6 with the lettuce. But even then, like the lettuce was shown so clearly that it was melting. It was going like, it was looking like this and then like this and then like this. And the only reason I knew that it was going to do that is because you can get distracted by all the other puzzles that you have to do. Whereas this one, it's kind of focused. Like other than you're just kind of experimenting and whatnot, and then you could put the towel under that, and then you're doing a whole bunch of other things, and then you figure that out.
I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue. The plaster cast was a pretty neat replica of the back of the stone, complete with protruding fingers.
Now, in my mind, I should just use it, but I want to see what other people have to say about my mold. How do you like my mold? I made it in Arctic. Hey, McGuire, check out my plaster.
Hey, McGuire.
What?
Yeah, I totally can. And with the plaster.
Do you know what this white powder is?
No.
No. Don't even. Oops, sorry. Don't even try.
No.
Aw, come on.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
I can ask about the powder, but I can't ask about the mold. Sure. Start with our sick man. They even cleaned up the towel
Hello
and
again.
everything, and he still doesn't want it. Still ask him about the...
Ah, so you're making snares to trap rabbits.
That's right. Do you have a problem with that?
Damn right I do. Isn't it painful?
Only if I get me fingers caught.
I'm talking about the rabbits. Do they feel much pain?
You bet.
Oh, no. That's interesting that that line is so late, because it wasn't available from there.
What do you make of this white powder?
Ah! Hay fever!
I don't think he would be... This would affect his hay fever, because it's not a... Okay.
No way.
Wow, they're really... Oh.
I'll see you
I'm
later.
gonna be disappointed. They're going to be not interested in this thing at all. But the powder, on the other hand...
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
I will never fix your pumps. I'm sorry.
Does this...
I'm not interested.
Just a hard no.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
Look, I gotta be going. Hey!
Hello there again, mister.
Do you recognize this white powder?
No, I don't.
Maybe not. Bye for now.
I used it to make this.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
What do you make of this white powder?
Could it be bicarbonate of soda?
Bicarbonate?
No. Goodbye for now.
Good riddance to you.
Okay. Alright. Let's use it.
The plaster cast was a...
In it goes.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Congratulations, it's your 5th birthday. Yay! We just go in. Okay. At least we got a flashlight. Oh, okay, that's it. Mon Falcon. And we're back with Nico. Hey, remember her? We have been really focused with George for the last little bit. She wants Centaurs. After them, that's our Wheel of Fortune puzzle that was a long time ago now. Dude. Papa is the link to this whole business. Is he the real reason why Carchon asked to meet me? I hope George does come over, but this part of the story must remain my own terrible secret. There is a lot of charm to the rotoscoping. There is. Well, it's definitely nighttime now.
My first Teddy. Never had a boyfriend as loyal as him. Undisturbed. No bugs there.
Oh. Changed to have dialogue about the bug situation.
The phone was the obvious place to look for a bug, but this handset hadn't been opened for years. Besides, they would have just bugged the line.
Mm-hmm. Back when you would find a bug in a handset where you would unscrew the bottom of the phone in order to put something in it and then screw it back in.
No bug. Just a 20-year-old piece of gum.
Hello? Okay. That was scary. A little bit too long of investigating the table. All right. Take a look at that elephant case again. We have this, but no key to it.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Carchon's. But that small metal disc underneath it in the chest was a recent addition.
Ooh. Oh.
The box was one of the few things my father left me. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match, but that small metal disc underneath it in the chest was a recent addition.
Small metal disc underneath it in the chest. So...
A small, sinister-looking metal disc had been tucked under my father's box. Oh, chère cousine, you left me a little present. You shouldn't have. You don't scare me. Espèce de...
Okay. I thought there would be more interesting piece to that, like it would be able to do something with it, but I guess not. Okay. So, like, that whole bit was, what I assume is because Nicole kind of knows that she's been bugged. That's why like, they kind of know why, where she's going to be and what information she kind of knows. I guess that's where the bugging device was, which was left by her sister, or cousin, who kind of looks exactly like her. So yeah, I guess finding that, she just kind of got rid of it off screen, weirdly enough. All right, sure.
It was a photograph of my father.
It's
the first
Superman.
one I
It's
ever
Clark
took.
Kent.
With the first camera he ever bought me.
All right. I think though. Actually, I didn't notice the red light.
I had messages waiting to be played.
Interesting.
I had messages waiting to be played.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country. And I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slàinte. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Coulard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow.
Merlin? Oh my God. Merlin's the killer. I better get over there and warn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing. But I couldn't just let her die.
She was in those messages.
I arrived to find the Palais Royal courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the assassin here. I had to warn Imelda before it was too late.
Ooh. God, should I keep going? This is usually the time when I would stop and it's like, oh, I want to keep going. 3 messages. My editor, very worried. George calling from the island, drunk. And Imelda Carchon. He said that a man called Merlin is visiting her for dinner tonight. The costume killer. In terrible danger. I have to go warn her. Do I leave it on a cliffhanger? I think I do. Yeah. This is usually my time to stop there. Yeah, this is a good ending. We're gonna see if Imelda's dead or not. Oh no. All right. Yeah. Okay, we're getting into that. We're getting into it. We definitely had this felt a lot more like what Beneath the Steel Sky felt like for a lot of it. Just kind of going back and forth, talking to the locals and seeing how they interact and intersect with one another. Very, very reminiscent of that. That's lovely. But I think it feels a lot better than that because we're getting both Paris and Ireland. I think just more grounded that way versus Union City. So I kind of like it more in that regard. But I think that we're also a little bit stronger because this came out like 2 years, 1986. Because Beneath the Steel Sky was 94. Yeah. Okay. We got like this was 96 originally. Did they come out the same year? Because it feels like, I don't know, this feels so much stronger. Man, I like Beneath the Steel Sky too. All right. Anyway, I guess that'll be it then, overall. And then we will pick it up. We have some Templars too, but we still don't have. This guy was 10 years before. That doesn't sound right at all. 1986 for what it looked like? No. What is it? 94. 94. I was right. It was 94. So 2-year gap between these two games. There. Yeah. Yeah, that seems right. Okay. And then maybe I'll actually like entertain myself a little bit with the original to see what it's like. Maybe. So we have some Templars. And we got, I guess, 1/4 of that manuscript. We got the gem now. So we got the gem. So now there's those 3 other sections. And how they connect with another. Also, there's the new guy who was mentioned. Marquet? I think that was his name. And then maybe we'll figure out, it's like, okay, is Sean gonna live? Oh my goodness, is Sean gonna live? Because he was abducted. He's alive because Khan came back to talk with George specifically, face about. It's like, yeah, he dropped that thing there. Ooh, okay. There's a bunch here. I have to swim in it a little bit because yeah, there's actually a lot more than I thought there was gonna be. And then also we're probably have another location because the matchbox is leading to potentially the Middle East. Maryland, sorry. I want to call him Khan because that's easier. But yeah, the matchbox is hinting at the Middle East somewhere. So maybe that's going to be another location. Maybe. We'll see. All right. I'm going to close it off here though. Yeah. This has been a fun development. So that's great. Okay. So thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you very much for being here. Yes, and we'll continue this next week, of course. Just keep trudging through it. I've been passing around like a small idea of something I want to do in the middle of the week, and we'll see if that's even able to happen at all. But yeah, it's currently just an idea that I've been going around in my head of going like, can I fit this into my schedule or not? But otherwise, it's just going to be this because I've been able to just like comfortably do it without too much stress. Because I shouldn't be stressed doing this. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And next week, we'll continue with Broken Sword. All right. See you next time, everybody. Take care. Bye.